This dude doing? Oh my God, we in trouble. What the? Oh, what? No, bruh. I want to say he trolling, but then again, bruh, this really Ryan.
Quick question: how's everybody doing? Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Yeah, everybody's doing good. Yeah, everyone's having a blessed day. Rolly, we coming.
What do you think about that fight if it happens?
Give a like
Ryu. That's what he said.
because for Ryan it could be you're talking about shot at
Ryan
tequila.
Garcia is once again spiraling, and the signs are becoming impossible to ignore. As he approaches his highly anticipated showdown with Rolly, the same questions and criticisms that have plagued him in the past are resurfacing. Only now, they are louder, sharper, and more damning. It's not just the fans who are concerned. Even those closest to his preparation, his own team, are starting to sound the alarm. The deeper you look, the more it becomes clear that Ryan is slipping back into the same old habits that almost derailed his career before. This comes just months after the entire world had high hopes.
I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook. Gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9. I think Ryan has changed definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. With the way he's displaying it now, a lot more calmer, very respectful. Looks like a real businessman now. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go.
His training camp has been a revolving door of uncertainty. He initially announced a return to Eddie Reynoso, the former mastermind behind Canelo Alvarez, who many hoped could help reignite Garcia's focus and discipline. However, Reynoso was already committed to Canelo's May 3rd fight, leaving Garcia without the experienced guidance he had counted on.
They can do some damage. He can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off. It's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on top. He's hungry to be world champion.
With that option off the table, Garcia turned to his father Henry, his brother Sean, and even floated the idea of working with veteran coach Justin Fortune. Then, out of nowhere, he returned to Derek James, the trainer who was in his corner, when he shocked Oscar Duarte and dropped Devin Haney 3 times in a controversial win. The problem is, James doesn't sound convinced. He recently revealed in an interview that Garcia was on vacation during camp, a statement that should set off alarm bells for anyone expecting a war on May 2nd. Garcia has been here before. This is the same fighter who missed weight by 3 pounds before facing Haney, the same fighter who was seen drinking a beer at the weigh-in, talking trash, and looking completely unbothered by the rules of the game. Although he went on to drop Haney multiple times and earn some applause, the praise didn't last. That win was later tainted by a positive test for a banned substance linked to masking steroids. Garcia continues to insist he's innocent, claiming he took a contaminated supplement, but public opinion doesn't forget easily, and many believe he either cheated or was reckless enough not to know what he was putting in his body. This incident is just one of several explosions surrounding him. During the lead-up to the Romero fight, Garcia has kept up his bizarre behavior on social media, posting cryptic religious rants, offensive live streams, and erratic tweets that are sometimes deleted within minutes. Recently, the WBC cut ties with him completely after a series of live streams that included racially insensitive and anti-Semitic remarks. Instead of apologizing, Garcia doubled down, then abruptly pivoted back into training mode as if nothing had happened. It's this whiplash-like instability that has trainers, fans, and even his opponents questioning what version of Ryan will show up.
Garcia did a year ago. How concerned are you with that left hook that he is so proud of?
Not very concerned at all.
At all.
Rolly Romero isn't buying the act. He has already dismissed Garcia's punching power and accused him of being a model pretending to be a boxer. Romero's trainer, Cromwell Bullet Gordon, has gone even further, claiming that Garcia has no defense, no chin, and that Rolly will stop him inside the distance. These aren't just pre-fight taunts. They're public verdicts from men watching Garcia's ongoing circus from afar and laughing at what they see. A talented but undisciplined, fighter spiraling out of control once again.
He's sharp. He's sharp.
But the concern is growing closer to home as well, with sources inside Garcia's camp whispering to media outlets that he has been skipping sparring sessions, arriving late to training, and spending more time on his phone than on the heavy bags. One insider even claimed Garcia has shown more interest in shooting content than throwing punches. While that's not surprising for someone whose brand relies as much on Instagram followers as on knockouts, it's devastating for a fighter who claims he's trying to regain respect in the boxing world. That respect once came easily when Garcia was the fresh-faced, sharp-handed prospect with lightning-fast combinations and $1 million smile. The sport was ready to crown him the next big star, and his fight against Luke Campbell in 2021 was supposed to be the launchpad. Though he was dropped early, he came back with a beautiful body shot knockout that had everyone buzzing. But the glow didn't last. Garcia pulled out of fights citing mental health struggles, disappeared from the gym for long stretches, and surrounded himself with enablers instead of
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teo Famo, and they're going to do a show in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, putting Ryan on there is kind of smart. You know, that's right there. It's so nice. Listen, Rolly and Ryan's an interesting fight because Rolly's hit or miss, bro. Rolly sometimes looks like where'd you find this guy off the corner?
Derek James, for all his accolades, may not be the right guy to fix this, and even he is starting to sound tired. His recent interviews, which were meant to hype up the Romero fight, are instead filled with faint praise and subtle warnings. James says Garcia is focused now but admits he was on vacation during training. And as someone who knows what elite focus looks like, his choice of words doesn't inspire much confidence. It feels like he's trying to avoid blame for what he sees coming. Then there's Garcia himself, claiming he's changed and insisting he's grown up.
Rolly has Ryan Garcia. We worked him in 2 sparring sessions. We were together. And right now, it's going to come down to the mindset of each fighter. Whoever comes in the fight with the better, stronger mentality. To me, for this fight, because it all boils down to the chest side of the, you know what I'm saying? Now, the chest side is the mental side. So now, like I said,
he says he wants to show the world that you can come back from anything. But then he goes live making wild claims, posts a clip from a pool party, and follows it up with a cryptic Bible verse on Twitter. His media tour is filled with contradictions. One minute he's spiritual and enlightened, the next he's accusing critics of being jealous, fake, or part of a conspiracy. His behavior isn't just erratic. It's dangerous for someone trying to navigate the highest level of a brutal sport. People in boxing circles are quietly saying it now. Ryan might be slipping back into his old self. Not the kid who was training twice a day with Reynoso, but the one who was skipping sessions, chasing fame, and brushing off discipline like it was beneath him. Even Rolly, not exactly known for being the sharpest strategist, sees it. He's treating this like a real fight. Garcia, despite all the talk of redemption, seems to be playing a role. That duality is what makes this fight so dangerous. If Rolly connects and Garcia's mind is anywhere but inside that ring, this won't be a battle. It'll be an implosion. Rolly is already training as hard as he can, and if that happens, the damage for Garcia will go far beyond just a loss. He's running out of
Trainer makes the fighter. Ryan the fighter. Ryan switched trainers. He's with Derek James now. Have you at all talked to him about that? Haven't talked to him at all about the
jittery. Promoters are frustrated, and fans are divided. Some still want to believe in the comeback, but many more see a slow-motion car crash they can't look away from. The truth is, Ryan Garcia still has the speed, the power, and the reflexes, but his toughest opponent has always been himself. Right now, it looks like that version of Ryan, the distracted, self-sabotaging controversy magnet, is back. And if Rolly hits as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis says he does, things could get ugly for Garcia. Even Shakur Stevenson isn't sugarcoating anything when it comes to Ryan's current state.
Slings are rolling.
I do.
Think he went smart. Yeah, I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters. Obviously, Ryan just fought Tank. Yeah. I think it'll be better since fighting Tank. Yeah. And then the same thing with
Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. That I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with.
Sponsors are jittery, promoters are frustrated, and fans are divided. Some still want to believe in the comeback, but many more see a slow-motion car crash they can't look away from. The truth is, Ryan Garcia still has the speed, the power, and the reflexes, but his toughest opponent has always been himself. Right now, it looks like that version of Ryan, the distracted, self-sabotaging controversy magnet, is back. And if Rolly hits as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis says he does, things could get ugly for Garcia. Even Shakur Stevenson isn't sugarcoating anything when it comes to Ryan's current state.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah, Rolly's always somehow finds a way.
The Rolly Polly just rolls in.
And this might be the biggest payday of Rolly's career.
For sure.
How do you see the fight going?
I
It's a cold dismissal, but one that carries weight given Shakur Stevenson's pedigree. He's not just voicing fan opinions. He's a student of the game, a former Olympic silver medalist, and a fighter whose ring IQ has drawn comparisons to Floyd Mayweather in his prime. So when Stevenson says Romero isn't good, he's basing it on tape, experience, and instinct. But what's more telling is what he said about Ryan Garcia. Ryan is a better boxer. I don't look at Ryan the way other people look at him. That comment is layered. Most of the boxing world still sees Garcia as a TikTok boxer. Flashy. Left hook, pretty face, fragile mindset. But Stevenson doesn't buy into that narrative. To him, Garcia is underrated, misunderstood, and better than people give him credit for. Shakur's view isn't blind faith, it's a tactical read. He sees the timing, the speed. Stevenson acknowledges Garcia's counterpunching ability, and despite Garcia's recent controversies, he doesn't believe Rolly Romero has the tools to exploit any of it. He's seen Rolly get outboxed by fighters with lesser credentials, noticing flaws in his footwork, his lack of head movement, and his reliance on raw power and awkward aggression. While these traits make Rolly unpredictable, they also leave him vulnerable to a sharp counterpuncher like Ryan. For all of Romero's bravado, he has never displayed elite technical skill.
But yeah, if he don't got no chin down, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly he can hit, like he can hit. He's the only person I felt like when he swung, I felt like bricks was in oil. That's the hardest, really, like, that's the hardest one to take, right? Career, that's the hardest one.
His win over Ismael Barroso was controversial at best. Barroso was winning nearly every round until the referee stepped in with a bizarre stoppage in the 9th. Before that, Gervonta Davis embarrassed Rolly with a one-shot counter KO. Stevenson likely has those performances in mind. If Tank could time Romero with a single punch, why wouldn't Garcia be able to do the same? But Stevenson's analysis goes beyond just styles. There's an unspoken critique of boxing culture embedded in his comments. In an era where image and drama often overshadow pure boxing skill, Stevenson is positioning himself as a purist. He doesn't care how many Instagram followers Garcia has, nor does he get distracted by the circus. He watches the tape, sees the footwork, sees the timing, and calls it like it is. To him, despite all the distractions and controversies, Garcia is a much sharper boxer than Rolly. However, when you ask him about himself, he doesn't see the same. There's also something subtly personal in the way Stevenson frames it. His weight division has been tied to both fighters in some form.